Hey, this is Jack from Alpha Charts 365 with a monthly chart review. Today is November 30th, 2022. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, monthly charts. We get these 12 times a year, so we can't miss them. We have to make sure we do them just like leg day. Let's go. We're going to go through the major indexes. We're going to go through all the subsectors, all the sectors, and then we're going to go through the top market cap stocks. Okay, that's the plan. We're going to go through these kind of quickly because it's 10:30 at night and I worked all day. So let's go. Dow Jones Industrial, DIA, pushing out above this area, right? Super bullish. No reason to think that it's not going to come up and challenge the 364, 365, which was all-time highs, right? To me, that's what this looks like, right? Right side of a base. This potentially with a bottom. We'll see, how that plays out, but looks really good. The Dow Jones, SPX, hit the 50-month. By the way, that's the blue line, the 50-month moving average. Also hit the COVID VWAP, and they both held. They're both basically in the same spot. And yeah, we'll see. We have a still downtrend line and this area above, but overall, I mean, it's still lower highs and lower lows until we get above this area and this downtrend line, and at the very least above this 4132-ish or so area. What was that? Or 4119, right? Call 4120. We got to get above that, and maybe we can start to break out again, breaking this area. A lot going on here, but for now, lower highs and lower lows. So SPX kind of suspect, right? Look at the Nasdaq, NDX. So long-term perspective from 2010, you have this trend line here, and you have this upper trend channel right there. We kind of got ahead of our skis for a year or so, right? COVID brought us back in, and I'm sorry, this was COVID right here. This pullback brought us back in, and now we're coming towards the bottom of this trend channel. We got pretty darn close to it. There's your 50-month. It kind of held. Not saying that we can't come back and maybe test this area again, but overall, we got pretty close. And is this the bottom? I don't know. But I would love to see a higher high right here, right? Breaking this out. We haven't seen that yet, right? Constructive last month, this month, but hasn't really started to make that right side of the base yet, right? That we saw in SPX, right? So the SPX, we can kind of say that maybe this is starting the right side of the base. I don't think I'm as comfortable saying that in the NDX, just not nearly as strong. Look at mid caps, MDY, by far one of the strongest with the Dow Jones. There's your 50-month. It held again. So we're seeing this on the index level for sure. The 50-month is an important level that has held so far. And it looks strong, right? One more little, push up next month, and I think, we can be up to all-time highs or close to it. So mid caps, Dow Jones Industrial, both looking great. And then let's look at IWM. IWM, on the short-term time frame, we don't know if this is going to be a head and shoulders or not. It remains to be seen. But right now, chopping around. Actually, let me get rid of this so it's easier to see. Chopping around, and maybe we could start making the right side of the base, right? Love to get that push up to make the right side of the base. Remains to be seen if it happens or not, but it's trying, right? Like a lot of these indexes on the monthly chart are trying to make the turn. Hasn't quite happened yet. Okay. Let's go to the sectors. XLE. XLE, monthly chart, right at the scene of the crime. That's, really indecision right here. We don't know what's going on quite yet, but if it can push above $94 and hold above there, and then really the 100 level is really the keyest, the key level. If you can get above 100, I think energy could be leading. I mean, look at this, just whatever you want to call this. We have a key level here, here, here. And I think energy could lead definitely going forward if it can break above, we'll call it 100. XLF. I took this off for some reason, but I probably shouldn't have. There's your XLF right there, right? This was the 2007 highs, came back, basically retested it, held right where it had to, also where the 50-month is, and now is breaking higher. So there's another one already. Let's zoom in there a little bit. Already breaking out above a key level, making a higher high. So super important. This was a double bottom on the shorter time frame. You can see it pretty easy. But I love how XLF is breaking out. Let's look at XLI. You know what? XLI almost back to all-time highs. I mean, it's right there, right? And there's your double bottom on the monthly breaking out. Again, what's not to like? XLK, let's look at XLK. This is technology. Technology doesn't look the same though, does it? It's just like, it looks just like the Qs, right? NDX, NASDAQ, 50-month held. That's nice to see. Still has to break this downtrend line and still has to make that higher high. So again, as expected, the technology sector is just not as strong. Let's see what healthcare looks like. Look at healthcare, really strong. There's your breakout, moving higher, almost all the way back to all-time highs. Super strong healthcare. XLY. XLY looks nothing like the other two. Right at the 50-month, and hasn't even started to make that right side of the base yet. Let's see, communications. Oof. Maybe the worst looking chart I've seen in a long time. That's terrible. This was a key area from the IPO, right? Second month in, was resistance, support here, I guess, and just really gross looking. That's communications. Utilities. Utilities is kind of, near all-time highs too, right? I mean, I'm not trading utilities, but it is what it is. XLP. Staples. I mean, right near all-time highs, right? For as bad as this market is, how many times have I said close to, near, approaching all-time highs? Well, Staples is another one that's almost right back to all-time highs. Strong looking chart again. Volume's not quite there, but it's still price pays. Strong looking chart, right? Just almost right there. Let's see, materials, XOP. Look at materials. This was that double bottom look, right? And then exploded higher, 11% on the month, and above this key level, right? Love to see that. So strong breakout on the monthly chart, above a key level, making a higher high compared to this candle right here, and really this candle right here, right? Obviously there's gonna be maybe some supply coming up into here, so we got to be careful for that. But it's nice looking though. And XLRE, real estate, looks like trash. Nothing I really wanted to do with this one. So we had some nice looking charts in there, right? I mean, financials were looking fantastic. Healthcare was right there, looking good, right? We had Staples looking really good. Energy was looking great, right? I mean, if it can move higher again, all this is if materials right there, right? So a lot of nice looking charts. All right, so let's go through some of the major names by market cap. First one's gonna be Apple. Overall, held where it had to hold. Say what you want about Apple. Again, I'm not a big fan of them right now, but held where they had to hold. And so we'll see if this continues, right? Microsoft. Tap the 50-month, we're just close enough. And we'll see if it tries to make the right side of the space, right? Has to really made a higher high compared to this, but would love to see it get above this green area right there. Google, really tough. This was a bear flag in the shorter time frame. I'll just take that out because it's not really helpful. But again, has to make the turn. So far, the 50-month held. Amazon, brutal, absolutely brutal. Nothing to like on the Amazon chart. Let's keep going. Tesla held where it had to hold. That's really important. It's key, right? Tesla held. Berkshire moving up. Strong couple months going on here. High exposure to financials, insurance, and all that stuff with Berkshire. So yeah, looks really, really good. United Healthcare, right near all-time highs, as we would expect, as being a huge part of XLV. Johnson & Johnson, another healthcare name, as to be expected, near all-time highs. Oil and gas name, XOP. Now, that's an interesting one, right? XOM, ExxonMobil. Broke out last month and now just has like a little consolidation, right? So if ExxonMobil has broken out and didn't come back in, there's a good chance XLE is going to follow, and Mobile is leading right now. We'll see if that continues, but a little digestion month. That's all that looks like to me. Visa starting to move out, right? There's your downtrend line, and it's starting to move higher. That looks pretty good. Meta, Facebook, looks terrible. Let's just keep moving on. Walmart, a staple. Look at that, right? Staples were looking real good. Well, look at Walmart, right? Right up there, right near all-time highs. It looks fantastic. Taiwan Semiconductors, strong month, 34%. Wow. Really strong month, held this area where we were hoping it would hold. It did. And so we'll see what happens going forward, right? Very steep. So I don't like this type of price action personally, but held where it had to. So that's a positive. JP Morgan, banking name, broke out of this general area right there above the 50-month and trying to move higher. Lilly, oops, this was let me see if I can just get rid of all that stuff. There it is. Yeah, I mean, up 2.48 for the month, but just marching higher, right? Look at this. Up, flag, up, kind of flat sideways, we'll call it. Up, sideways, up. Just stair-stepping higher. Looks great. Proctor Gamble held where it had to hold, right? That's a common theme we're seeing, right? Two nice big ups. Looks really good. Looks really good. Nvidia trying to make the right side of the base. Again, held where it had to. All these lines were drawn in, months ago. So looking really, really good though. I like how it had a really strong 25% month. Strong month. We'll see what happens this month. But again, there's a major level right here, right around the 200 area that may cause some problems for it. And last one here, CVX, Chevron. Again, just like XOM, right? It moving out to all-time highs and didn't come back in. That's, I think, a really positive turn of events. So looking through this, technology is not leading. That's what we can take, right? Communications, not leading. Consumer discretionaries, not leading. We have energy, we have financials, we have industrials, we have healthcare. We have staples, we have materials. Those are your leaders. And that's a monthly chart review, right? The things don't look bad, but you definitely have to be in the areas of the market that are showing the relative strength and showing the outperformance. that's as simple as it gets. Where the money rotates to, our job is to follow that money. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, so it was a quickie because I had to work all day, but I don't miss my monthly charts. They're too important. All right. As you can see, the world is not falling apart as of right now. That may change next year, but as of right now, all these charts are looking, most of these charts are looking very constructive. You all have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.